Hi Sagittarius moons. Thank you so much for being here. I am Divine Femme Care at 144. Very happy, grateful, and blessed to bring you this reading. This reading is designed for those who have their wonderful moon sign in the awesome sign of Sagittarius, and limited to anyone who should find this message or should this message find you. For this reading, I will be doing a 6-card spread using the Cosmic Tarot deck here. I'm going to go ahead and begin shuffling. And I would say the only thing that it just came to me, I just hope that you all are enjoying your successes. Continuing to strive, strategize, and do what's best for you. Great things are yet to come. So I would say, just as you think things are great now, it's just, I feel like you're just on the rise constantly and continuously. And that's what we're here for. So that's awesome. Congratulations. Ultimate trendsetters. Ultimate. We'll do a couple more shuffles here. I'll leave that right here. All right, so the first card we have is the High Priestess. And notice when I took this out, it was kind of like light and dark. That's pretty cool. And it's also like that here. So with that being said, I do feel that maybe some of you have a mirroring energy that you're connected to with this High Priestess energy. We have the Alpha and the Omega. You may possibly have strong Aries in your chart. And if you do, I would suggest highly that you check out the Aries moon reading. Also, you may be connected to someone with strong Aries in their chart as well. And so I would say that overall, it's dealing with the masculine and the feminine energy, the divinity that is within you. I feel that this intuitiveness and this power that you have, it's almost like you are having an out-of-body experience and you go into a whole nother dimension when this connection takes place. And seeing the two here, it's like I'm definitely getting like, there's just a lot of mirroring here. A lot of mirroring that I'm getting, where a lot of you are actually connecting and realizing after accomplishing some great things in your life, I feel that this has brought about a very intense and deep connection and awareness that is helping you, and kind of it's like an opening of doors that you have now walked through and are coming upon like a new adventure, a new facet of your life, where it's not necessarily like I'm hearing dreamscaping, but I feel like it's like like it's in the 3D. You're not asleep. So it's like dreamscaping, like you're actually in it and experiencing it like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And not just necessarily when you lay down in the night or, you know, whatever part of the day you go to sleep. I feel like this is happening as you are awake. A lot of you have come into, I would say, this connection having everything to do with the heart chakra. And so this connection, I feel, is that center that galactic center that is within you, and also other individuals and soulmates that you are connected to. And this does not have to be specific. I feel like there's, for a lot of you, specifically one certain energy that you are connected to, but then also because of this high priestess energy, that you're also connected to many others. So like you tapped into like that whole other dimension, and that being where it's surrounding you with your entire soul tribe, and they're all similar to you as well. Now, seeing the crescent moon here, we did just have a new moon phase. We're coming into a full moon, and the energies are very present right now as we move forward into the next few days here. And this reading is timeless, so just take it as it resonates. But very strong water energy. I'm hearing Pisces. But I feel like it could be in incorporation of all of the water signs. And then especially a Fucus. I feel like this energy here that is being brought into this lifetime is something that you have built upon over many lifetimes before. Making sure that when you come into this lifetime here, that what you become awakened to is like your ultimate power. I feel with that Pisces energy that I was getting, a lot of you are here as the last part of your journey, where I would say some of you, or most likely most of you, have no intention of coming back into another lifetime, but completely finishing your course here in this lifetime. Dreamy eyes. I feel like your gaze and your vision is very strong. That it doesn't take much for you to visualize and create. Very gypsy-like energy. Ultimate cosmic energy. And seeing this overall card here, I feel like with that whole new dimensional feeling where you've kind of stepped into that, there's no kind of, you have stepped into that, this sun energy, that Sagittarian energy, that fire sign energy being very strong, where I feel a lot of you are able to float. To float and to astral travel. And a lot of it having to do with your vision. Being a visionary as well. We have Aquarian energy here too. And give me 1 second here. I'm going to close my window because I'm feeling the energy here where my message is strong and we have a distraction. So that may be happening for some of you too. But I feel like your energy and your power, you have built it. And as I had said before, like you came into this lifetime to make sure that you were unobstructed. So no matter what, can come around you or try to be an obstacle, you're able to utilize your power and bust right through that. And I feel that this is also helping others to awaken as well. With you being one of the leaders of this force and of this energy and this overall spiritual awakening. One of the forefronts here that are here to help others as well. I do feel with that light and dark energy too, you bringing that into balance, where that dark energy I feel is kind of speaking to the sleepiness of the 3D and all of the old ways of thinking, the old ways of being, like things that you have been taught growing up that were kind of societal and considered to be the norm. I feel that's the part of the darkness that I'm seeing here, where you have been enlightened and are completely like blasting out of that, and have blasted out of that for most of you. But very strong energy here with the Alpha and Omega, and seeing this in a book here as well. Some of you may have been doing with that Gemini energy that is polar to you, and the polar to the Sagittarius energy. A lot of you are very highly intellectual and into knowledge. I was also getting Gemini energy here with the 2 here as well here, seeing that as the Gemini symbol and being that magician, incorporating all of the elements. Of fire, water, earth, and air. Pretty special there. So that's a great card. Also, too, before I move on to the second card, just getting into that overall High Priestess energy. The High Priestess is the counterpart to the Hierophant. The Hierophant has been making their presence known quite a bit in the last few readings that I've been doing. So I do feel that a lot of you are just connecting overall in a very spiritual way, coming into a new being and a new self, really relating and being more in tune with your higher self. And in doing that, creating and bringing about more connections that are more purposeful to you and for you, to help nurture the further growth that is going to be necessary as you continue to move forward, because what it is you've come from is no longer needed. It's served its purpose. So just very strong in this energy here. But that possible connection that I was getting for you could be that Hierophant energy, where the Hierophant and the High Priestess are connecting. Hierophant energy is very strong Taurus energy. And so, you know, that Hierophant could have significant Taurus placement in their chart. All right, so let's move on to the second card. We have the Princess of Wands. This is the Page of Wands. So I do feel that kind of speaking to that the opening of doors, that new set of doors that I was seeing for you as you were walking through that, having new beginnings. Very strong in feminine energy, what we have here so far. And so I do feel that for, I would say, a lot of you, you know, whether you're male or female, there's a great strong presence here where the divine feminine energy is taking precedent. And so with that being said, I'll just say that with that darkness and living in shadow, that it's possible with that for a lot of females, there has been spiritual awakening coming into your true strong power of being a feminine energy and being shown spiritually and feeling that within yourself, what it truly means to be a feminine energy, and no longer going according to what society has kind of defined females as. No longer going according to those rules, those laws, those structures. The way that I would say women in general are normally treated in 3D, you've totally gone beyond that. And I feel this has a lot to do with this new beginning, this fiery beginning, coming into your true innate power. And so for the females, that's what I'm getting. For the males, I feel that a lot of you who have spiritually awakened, excuse me, are truly in your power as well, coming into that strong balance within yourself, where you're no longer denying that feminine energy within yourself, but having that balance with both masculine and feminine, where that power is helping you to be able to create and come upon your new endeavors too. But I feel that there's a higher level of respect towards females, where a lot of what you were taught growing up and what you have learned as far as how women are treated, typically in 3D, is total bullshit. And I feel a lot of you for some time have felt guilty after you've come into this awakening and have worked through that, through a fiery energy here where things have kind of been burned away, turned into ashes. You're taking those ashes and turning them into gold. And this is the facet of your new beginning in this Page of Wands. I feel that with that Page of Wands energy too, that there's a message that you want to give, both male and female, that you want to share, and you're just beginning to learn how to incorporate a lot of things of what you learned and combining that with your speech. Seeing the sun here, I feel that there's a speaking to that spiritual awareness, but also to the joy and the happiness and the clarity that is within you, that stands next to you, stands behind you, stands with you. And seeing this, what looks like a mountain to me, canyon. Some of you may like the Grand Canyon. This could be something that you are looking into, where you might be visiting, researching. There may be something related to the Grand Canyon there. But I feel like over the horizon, like there's a strong energy. I'm getting like all different parts of the United States. Also energies outside of that too as well. Like this could be like any part of the world here with these energies that are kind of blending in. So it could be possible too that with that spiritual awareness and the research and what you're coming into and tapping into has a lot to do with different cultures that you have found that are all within you, and you're not just one particular race or culture like you had been possibly told growing up. So that could be too. And you just very excited, I feel, being in that feminine energy and wanting to share that, coming into true beauty, power, grace, loving energy. I'm seeing her hold on to like this outer piece, like a jacket or something, where there may have been like almost like or like a robe, being the hermit and coming out of this robe, wanting to unveil the truth, wanting to display the heart and that heart space. That green energy here from the High Priestess here is present, wanting to be open and vulnerable and show your beauty, show your power. You may have been shy, but this is a new beginning here where we're just beginning. So I feel like there's a lot of you coming out of that shyness and willing to speak up and speak your truth and what it is that you've learned for yourself, so that you're able to help others to awaken as well. Wands energy is your energy, and then also Leo and Aries. And so there's that Aries energy that's present again with that Hierophant energy, tying us back into that connection. And I'm seeing the Alpha and the Omega as I'm saying that again too. So masculine and feminine energy, very strong in balance, a lot of awareness, a lot of wisdom and knowledge that has been gained on a past part of one's journey, being enlightened and excited to move forward with a new beginning and express that. There could be a message that's coming into you as well and coming towards you, and that could be related to the spiritual connection that you have as well. And then also too, before I move on, this feminine energy here in the middle does kind of resemble the Nine of Pentacles energy that was in the same position for the Ophiuchus reading as well. So that could be significant. And I was getting Ophiuchus energy here with that water energy. And I do feel that Ophiuchus energy with the water and the fire there, having a very strong presence there as well. So if you don't know much about the sign of Ophiuchus, I definitely would do some research. And that could be what some of you are doing as well too. And that being part of your discovery. Beautiful. Let's see what the third card is. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at this. Come on. Come on now. I love it. I love this energy, and that we have all feminine energy here too. And so with that masculine, that kind of brings me to the males that we have that are watching. And the energy, I feel like you are just in a great appreciation coming into your spiritual awareness and into enlightenment, learning some things, and then, you know, coming into balance with oneself, and then being able to see the beauty that is in front of you. And so for some of you, with this Queen of Wands coming out, I do feel that this may be an energy that is present in your life that you are connecting to. But I'm also seeing similarities between these gazes here. So it's possible that where I do feel that this is just speaking to an overall energy of the beginning of an onset of a journey and tapping into that feminine energy very strongly. I feel this is more like the spiritual aspect and then the physical aspect. And this is what is in the inner part of one's soul coming into a new part of their journey. Whether you're male or female. It's not gender specific. But I do feel that this is like the actual physicality. Bringing that spirituality into the 3D. And this being the energy, this Queen of Wands being that energy that is currently present. Which is very powerful. The Queen of Wands is very strong. Very proactive. I would say quick to, with that fire energy, you're very quick to take action if this is you. And I do feel for most of you, this, you know, this is definitely your reading. We have fire just coming out. And then tied into your last reading, there's no doubt that this is you. So with that Queen of Wands, the Queen is a facet, strong quarter of the Empress energy. And again, Wands energy is your energy. Leo and Aries. So it's possible that you could have all three energies of those fire signs in your chart as well. I do feel that the mirroring the mirroring energy that you do have, there may be another Sagittarian who is also that Aries, that Hierophant energy there as well. Yeah, and the Taurus energy as well there too. And the reason I say that is just like seeing this archer here, back here, kind of raising the bow and the arrow and being at the top of this tower. It just reminds me overall of stability. We have more of like earthy colors here too, where it was getting more of that physicality. And that also speaking to the Taurus energy that is connected to the High Priestess. So getting back to the Queen of Wands energy, I would say fearless, very strong, all about stability and structure. And then with that being said, I feel that who they know their worth. You know your worth. You know exactly what it is that you want. You're very sure. And not one to take a lot of shit. And so I feel that you're very confident. And in this knowing, you have manifested with this wand energy. And I'm seeing light and dark here too. You have manifested, I feel, from that darkness, transmuted that energy, taking those ashes and turning them to gold. We have gold here. This stability in a connection here. So I feel that, you know, you may have gone through cycles of different individuals where you have gained, where those may have been considered to be ashes, where you have gained from those connections and relationships. Beginning to know for sure and be in that confidence, knowing exactly what it is that you want. And with that stability overall and that structure being important, you have connected to someone who is matching the energy that you are now in your power and looking to attract. I'm seeing the floral here. And this almost being similar to this energy here. I feel that with this being on the right of this Princess of Wands, on their right side, and this energy here being on their left side, again, that's speaking to the overall balance of this new beginning to come into fruition, and this energy being utilized overall by you as you are moving forward and manifesting and seeing the fruits of your labor. So as I was saying before this reading started, that I feel a lot of you have had quite a bit of accomplishment and are totally enjoying it. And that greater is to come. This is that greater I'm feeling, and it just continues to thrive and to flourish and to grow as you do the same for yourself with this balance here and that water and that fire energy that is within you. And then also the Gemini energy with that air sign energy there that is also present. And then as I had mentioned, you know, that's bringing in all the 4 elements, because I was going to say the next sign is that Taurus energy that is very strongly resonating in this reading, even though it's not actually, you know, physically present here with the cards that we have here, but it's speaking very strongly as far as being related to the overall structure and having to deal with matters of the home and the importance of that, and having that stability overall, being very very meticulous in strategy and moving at a pace where it was slow and steady with that Taurus energy. Now coming into that abundance and being in that abundance, being able to have that awareness being activated and having this Wands energy where it's able to be enforced and initiate. This is that energy, that fire energy is there to initiate and to move things along after they've possibly been stagnant, having to do the work and be in this High Priestess energy, coming into balance with oneself to be able to have this new beginning. All right, so let's move on to the 4th card. We have Justice. So with this card falling underneath the High Priestess, I feel that you are manifesting this. You are manifesting this for yourself, and the universe is assisting you. We have 2 yin yang symbols here. And then that overall energy of coming into balance, having that strong feminine energy, where I do feel for the males, you have come into balance, you know, tapped into your feminine energy, no longer ignoring it, avoiding it, denying it, where it's undeniable anyway. But this being a part of your purpose in this lifetime. And then coming into appreciation for the females that are in your life. And I say, you know, especially one in particular, and this could be that Queen of Wands energy that I feel that for some of you males have present in your life, coming into balance in your connection. As for the females, I feel you're just overall respecting yourself, loving yourself, knowing your worth, knowing your value, coming into your spiritual awareness, having a new beginning very strongly in your feminine power, knowing what it is that you want, very confident, and using that fire energy to move forward successfully. This overall, because of this, for male and female, is bringing in balance overall, because of the balance that you brought within. And so as within, as within, so is without, as above, so is below. And so anything that was unfair, that was imbalanced along your journey, which had helped you to come into this spiritual awakening, that shadow energy that was present there to begin, is now being enlightened. You've been enlightened. There's been awareness because you brought this within yourself. This is what's happening on the outside of you. And that vision being that visionary and being able to manifest what it is you want for yourself and your life. I feel, you know, just really knowing now that you're spiritually awakened, you're able to hear better and listen to your intuition and tap into that power that was given to you, the gifts that were provided to you by your ancestors. And as you're listening to yourself and your intuition as things happen or as you go through life, it's that vision overall. You know, if anything tries to come out of balance, it's going to be brought into balance, I feel, automatically. And it has a lot to do with your third eye energy and the vision that you have within yourself, how you're able to manifest and be very strong in your power. And males, even though, you know, as I was saying, this could be a Queen of Wands in your life, there's a very strong mirroring energy here overall. So, you know, again, that as within, so is without. This energy is within you as well. Just want to make that clear. And so with the Justice card, following this Queen of Wands, this movement forward, this is balance that is automatically, I feel, calibrating as things happen. So if anything should try to bring anything out of balance, you're in that power where you're automatically able to bring things back into balance, to keep things even keel, so that you're able to continue to move forward successfully. You're backed up totally, I feel, by a very strong energy here. Whether this be a guide, an angel, and you're able to just, you're very magical. You're just able to make things happen. And as you use your power, I feel it kind of makes things happen all around you here, whether it be day or night. And I'm hearing eclipse too. So I feel that for a lot of you, with the eclipse energies that took place earlier this year in the summertime, that this really was like a very strong activation for you. And that true blessing coming in for you, where you could have had made the choice to remain where you were, but you followed your intuition, you listened to yourself, and you went forward and you went ahead, you took the risk, became the fool, and took that leap of faith to move forward and to make a difference. Not just for yourself, but for the world. And I feel, again, that being a part of your true purpose. And then that balance of masculine and feminine energy, incorporating all of the elements. And that's what I was saying too, as I ended with the Taurus, speaking on the overall energies that we have here, which is all 4 elements. And I feel that Taurus energy, you may, you don't, I mean, there's no may, you do, excuse me. There's a very strong Taurus energy that's present. And again, even though it's not physically in these cards here, the energy is there. And so I feel that speaks to a lot of you with that Gemini energy, where there may be cuspy energy. But I feel that a lot of Taurus energy kind of gets underestimated. Where I feel it may be I feel all the zodiac signs are very strong in energy and what they have to represent. I just feel for this particular time that Taurus is very underestimated and has been working very strong, very long, and very hard. And that hard work paying off in showing and kind of being that strong foundation of all of this energy that's able to take place in the first place. Justice energy is Libra energy with the scales there. Air energy, so we have 2 alignments of air, where I feel that kind of speaks to the overall energy that is helping one with that strong foundation, the onset of what needed to take place to come into that spiritual awakening and being very strong in that power. We have the crescent here and then the crescent energy here with the solar eclipse here too. And this card, I believe, came out very strongly in the Leo moon energy here as well too. And I feel that has a lot to do with that fire energy and incorporating all the fire signs, and especially with that Hierophant energy of the of Taurus. That's where, yes, being connected with the High Priestess and that balance there and that Taurus energy, that spirituality being that strong foundation overall for all of this. Almost like because it's the foundation, it's that catalyst for the remaining energies to go ahead and do their business. Having a very strong purpose here in this lifetime. Again, that goes back to that leadership energy that I was feeling for you. And with this being larger, the yin and the yang symbol, where it's at the third eye energy here, it's just bringing this into fruition. As I said, you know, there may be situations along your journey that it's like no matter what, you're able to bring that into balance. And the universe is helping you with this. Roses could be significant as well. Very healing energy. I feel that speaks to a lot of the healing that has been done because of the balance that you have brought in for yourself and is now being brought into your outer world as well. Wonderful. And then this is also the 4th placement, and that 4 speaking to overall balance there as well. This is a card of 8, with the 8s being that 8th house energy of Scorpio. Oh, excuse me. And then August could be significant for some of you as well. That could have been a very transformative time for you. Being very strong in your power, standing up for yourself, continuing to do so and not waver. So let's see what the 5th card is. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And again, we've got that light and that shadow. So I feel this is just kind of speaking to the mirroring energy. This also came out in the bottom of the deck in the Fullest moon reading that I just did. And so with this, I feel that this overall with the 10 energy there and then the 4 element energy that I was just speaking on is just pretty much summarizing and confirming everything that's present here with the connection to the Hierophant, that Taurus energy being the foundation, that spirituality, the Alpha and the Omega of the High Priestess energy, doing research, coming into one's true awareness, having balance within that third eye energy in the crown chakra region too. I'm getting, as I'm looking at this crown, where these look like fingers, where one has been blessed in that area. And with that foundation, utilizing all 4 elements of the magician, that the magician utilizes as well. I mean, this is very, very powerful and impactful. We have, you know, a majority of major arcana here. Speaking to the high level of manifestation that you're at and that opening of doors, walking into that new spirituality realm for yourself and making change for the better. But the Wheel of Fortune is speaking to this new beginning very strongly and being strong in your feminine energy, unveiling your true self. And because you're doing this, the universe is here to help you. It's just confirming everything that has been present so far in this reading. And so with the loom here, that overall speaks to, you know, the necessary work that is here for us to do to come into our true purpose and do what we're meant to do, which I do feel is, you know, overall just being free, being happy, being joyful, being at peace, helping one another, being of service, and loving each other genuinely and unconditionally. And with that, you know, the polar of that, where I'm hearing Sagittarius, Gemini, that energy within you, having that free spirit, but also doing the hard work, the strong work, the necessary work, incorporating that magician energy, utilizing those tools to bring about your true soul's purpose, but also being playful. So with the, you know, with the energy of Maya, we have the energy of Leela, that polarization that's working in play together where I do feel that kind of speaks to the structure of this wheel turning, all the zodiac sign energy that we have here, the elements. And then some of you may be very strongly into alchemy. Some of you may also be very strong into clockwork. You may like watches. You may break down your watches. I'm seeing some of you who actually buy watches to open them up and to look into them to see how they are structured and how they work, and possibly mirroring that energy within yourself, which is pretty cool. And then also some of you very heavily into astrology or wanting to begin something that has to do with astrology. This could be new beginnings for all of you, and not necessarily something that you have been experienced in this lifetime in, but I feel like that's another thing that you've tapped into as far as knowing your truth and what it is that you've done in past lives before and becoming aware of that. Greater things are coming. That channel that I got, that's what I'm getting for this Wheel of Fortune here. And then 10s breaking down to a 1, speaking to the ace energy that I got from that magician energy here present in the High Priestess card, which is also your polar opposite. But definite endings coming about, new beginnings taking place. 5 energy 2 speaks to that as well. We're in the year of 5 with 2021, 2, 2, and 1. That sync may be significant for you as well. 2, 2, 1 or 1, 2, 2. And then coming from that Fool of 0, the wholeness, and moving forward into a new beginning. All right, so let's see what the 6 card is. 6 card energy has a lot to do with Virgo. Also unconditional love. Could have something to do with the month of June. I'm going to scoot this over. The Queen of Swords. Powerful feminine energy here. I love it. So I feel with this falling under the Queen of Wands, these are the 2 energies that speak to what it is that you, I feel, have utilized a lot of the time lately, coming into this High Priestess energy and that spiritual awakening. So I feel that with this being on the top row here, I feel this is more of the spirituality. And I feel that this is more of the physicality. Even though I'm getting this in the physical very strongly, I feel that this is that tie between the spiritual and the physical. And then with the Queen of Swords falling under the Queen of Wands, what it is that you've had to utilize mainly out of the 4 queens that bring to totality the Empress energy overall. If that makes sense. And so I feel that this energy here, tied with the High Priestess, is what you have been, and that Wands, that fire energy, I feel that fire within you, that's speaking to the spirituality of you. But this being present in the physical, even though this is, I feel, more of an elevated state, I feel this is current as to, you know, with this movement forward. Now you're very strong coming into this Queen of Swords energy. Like I feel that it's a combination of both of these 2 with that air energy. This speaking to, again, for the males, energy that is present currently in your life. But then also for the females, I feel that this definitely is just speaking to how you're being seen. And with that soul tribe energy where I was speaking to that new opening of doors, how you're being seen, this is like I feel like before, this was not you. This is what you had to come into. And that could be speaking to that Princess of Wands and then going to that Queen of Wands there. But this being more of a spirituality, even though I feel this is in physical form here as well too. But then this Queen of Swords energy, I feel this is kind of with that Wheel of Fortune turning, what it is now coming on the onset of a new beginning. having to cut off what no longer serves you, being in that power of being strong, very intellectual, very intuitive, very knowing, and using that fire energy also to be able to cut off instantly, being in a state very strong in the Queen of Swords energy, cut off what no longer serves you, where it could be some third-party situations. And not necessarily having to do with, you know, personal relationships, but also business relationships where things have been concealed and now things are coming to light with that spiritual awareness. You seeing this, whether you're seeing it physically, a lot of you may be seeing this intuitively as well, and having that truth within yourself and that knowing. Gemini symbol here, present here as well. And then that gaze is very similar here as well. Using that power that is within you, that spirituality, the fire within you, having the initiative, using that sword and not waiting to cut things off. James Brown's Out of Sight just came on. So I feel that with that air energy that's strong here, this is the way that you're moving. And I feel this is the way you're moving too. That air energy being a part of this Queen of Wands, even though, because I feel it may, I hope I made myself clear on the energy that I was feeling, where this is how you're being seen. But that fiery energy, I feel the combination of that air energy there, as well as the what, like all four elements, and that just being something beyond anyone's comprehension on how it is you're able to move. And you being aware of this, which I think is pretty dope. And it just not being something that's been known and is quite rare, but you have tapped into this. And so with that power and that energy that you have and that air movement, you're able to, again, cut off what no longer serves you in a very special way. I don't feel this has a lot to do with you doing this physically. I feel like this is like energetically. Even though this could be present in the physical, like what you're seeing here physically. As above, so below. As above, so below. But I feel like these could be interchanging as well here too. Most definitely. Most definitely. The yellow energy, getting strong abundance here. And I hope I'm not confusing. It's just, and I know you know this within yourself, so there may not be too much explaining that I have to do here. I just feel like, it's almost like the way that I'm trying to explain this is the way that you're actually moving. It's like your superpower. Being that magician, but a magician that is totally unknown. And there's not a lot of awareness. I just feel like this is like a strong magician that cannot be defined. And so you're able to utilize the powers of the magician with the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. Any way that you wish at any time, like on site. And then we have the bird here again, where I just feel this kind of connects. And it's the eyes. That's the connection I feel that you have with another, where they're able to know you and you're able to know them, is through the eyes. Because the gazes and the stares in each of these cards, they're all feminine cards. It's very strong and it's very powerful, but I feel that regardless of how you move, it's through the eyes. That has a lot to do with the way that you move and how you move. And you do it very well. It's very undefined, again, a very strong magician energy. And you're able to utilize your power on site at any time in any way that you wish. And this is the way that you have begun this new beginning, where things are now beginning to turn in your favor because of this power that has been tapped into. And for you males, where I do feel that this Queen of Wands energy is present in the outside realm of your life, you're seeing this queen cutting off things and making space for what's new here as well. And I feel with that activation of that energy there, because they are doing this, this is helping you to become more spiritually aware as well, and to know more of your truth because of this connection that you have here with this powerful individual here. So I'm just curious. Let's see what's on the bottom. And I don't do reversals. But this is the Three of Wands. This is the manifestation card, where I feel that this kind of speaks to that hermit energy, coming out of that hermit energy, what one has been in and how they've been able to manifest. Being these energies here, these lotuses, where I feel they have risen. There's no water here. Lotuses normally rise from the mud. But the overall majestic energy of this card is very, very strong. We have the sun energy, which is your energy there, that fire energy, and how it is that you are utilizing this energy to be able to manifest new beginnings here for yourself. I feel you're saying goodbye to one. This is that overall speaking to leaving something behind, celebrating it, thanking it, being grateful for it. Feeling into your energy, and because you're feeling into your energy and into your power, listening to your intuition, allowing that energy to come through you, this is manifesting. I feel these are growing from the ground, all of this here. The water, the High Priestess energy, that water energy that's within you is bringing growth to this desert land, and that being a part of that activation for the masculine energies that are connected to, if this, you know, if you're a female, connected to you here with this Queen of Wands and Queen of Swords, the masculine energy connecting to this, possibly being one of these new beginnings here, a part of this new beginning here, but feeling this overall here too as well, and seeing you and adoring you. If this is you as a female, if this is you as a male, I would say that because you are seeing this energy take place with this female you're connected to, that you're beginning to feel into this energy, leaving behind something that no longer serves you, and creating new beginnings for yourself. And that mirroring energy possibly coming together with this feminine energy here into the physical. Beautiful. So that's wonderful. And these cards are hot and popping. So I feel that there's a lot going on energetically, especially for you Sagittarius moons. Continue to do what it is that you're doing. You're very strong here with these two end cards here. And then the overall feminine energy here that is present. The divine feminine is speaking, and speaking very strongly, and no longer taking any shit from anyone about anything. Being very strong in their power, making things happen for themselves, which is you. So I hope that these messages were very helpful. This was a wonderful reading. Your readings lately have been very strong and powerful, and speaking very truly to the energy that is within you. And I love it. And I'm just very proud of you all. Again, continue to do what it is that you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. And if you, feel that you don't know, I feel that these are very strong confirmations for you. Also, too, I feel that you are very open to gaining even more wisdom. As I was saying before, greater things, I was feeling that energy of greater things coming. And you being open and receptive to that, in that knowing that you know nothing at all, but what you have gained, you use it and manifest for yourself very powerfully into your outer world as you do this within for yourself. So I thank you all so much for being here. Again, I hope that these messages were helpful to you, very enlightening, empowering, and very strong. I do wish you all the best, and I thank you so much. Until we meet again, take great care. I love you. Peace.